Daniel coming to you with episode 2, Classroom Without Walls. So I'm out here today because I wanted to talk about this thing. Yeah, the trash can. Most of us pull it to the curb on the day that we're supposed to, and we think that's where the story ends, because when we throw it away, it does just that, it goes away. But that's not where the story ends. It's really where the story begins. 4.5 pounds of garbage per average American per day? Gosh, that's an awful lot of garbage that we throw away. Coming to you live from, anyone know? Mount Trashmore Lake. You know, it's really pretty out here, and one would hardly think that right behind me is a mountain, literally, of trash. About to hike the 72 steps up to the top of Mount Trashmore, but I thought I'd talk to you a little bit about trash, or what we call MSW, Municipal Solid Waste. It actually only accounts for about 2% of all solid waste produced, maybe even a little less. It's what we throw away in our homes, our businesses, our schools, and we have to put it somewhere because, again, it doesn't just go away. Here we go, up to the top. Ooh. Well, I guess I'm getting my steps in. Whew, I made it, and I'm not too out of breath. I'm standing here at the top of Mount Trashmore. What you see behind me is one of the downfalls of burying our trash in a sanitary landfill. As garbage decomposes, it produces methane. Whew, I guess I am a little out of breath. It produces methane. Methane is a greenhouse gas, and we want to make sure they have these pipes that will allow for that methane that is being produced to be released into the atmosphere and not build up underneath where we're standing. We're going to walk a little bit and talk a little more. There's actually a lot of people out here today. Another concern with landfilling, beside the methane, is of course groundwater contamination. As rain percolates down through a landfill, it can leach out toxins and contaminate our water below. We try to prevent that by having layers of plastic and clay, which we know clay is very impermeable, to keep that leachate from going down into our groundwater. All landfills are required to have leachate collection systems as well, and monitoring wells around the landfill site to make sure that there is no possibility of groundwater contamination. Most people think landfills have a lot of odor. The biggest problems with landfills is NIMBY, not in my backyard. Pause and think about it. Would you want to live next to a landfill? Something to consider. Or maybe an incinerator. Check out the view from up here. Whew, it's really nice. But if we were lucky enough to hear the pipes open up, almost sounds like a steam engine when that methane is released coming out of the top. What's really kind of a neat idea, an innovative idea, and some places around the planet are doing it, is capturing that methane, that trash gas as it's referred, and using that methane to create electricity. Found some friends out here, and I was gonna ask them a quick question. Hey guys, do you know what we're standing on right here?
Yes.
Whoa, awesome! Give them a round of applause. Okay, so to summarize landfills, number 1, they can contaminate groundwater. Number 2, they can release methane into the atmosphere. Number 3, they can have a lot of noise, traffic, and dust. Well, I'm certainly not going to an incinerator today, but that's another option for our trash. We can incinerate it. Incinerating trash, one of the biggest drawbacks is that it could obviously create air pollution in the form of chemicals like dioxins released into the atmosphere. However, it does reduce the volume, but you're left with some toxic ash potentially that needs to be put into a landfill at the end of the day. So if we don't burn it, we don't bury it, what else could we do? Oh, thanks. We could recycle it. We've all seen that. The blue recycle bin. So what's recycling? Is it the answer? We've all learned since we were a little kid to reduce, reuse, recycle. Well, recycling, while it is part of the answer, it's not the whole answer. In reality, we should be reducing or refusing, replacing, and then if we can't do those things, recycling isn't a bad option. The problem with recycling is that it is a highly energy intensive process. And the reality is the recycling centers, the MRFs, Material Recovery Facility, are trying to make money by taking in our recycled goods and turning around and sending them off to companies that will take in their paper, cardboard, plastic, etc. So it really doesn't do source reduction. It encourages a throughput of garbage in order to keep the recycling center profitable. Okay, when we think about recycling, a lot of folks don't even really know what can and can't be recycled. So let's take a little quiz while we're at it. Milk jug, what do you think? Plastic? Yep, definitely recyclable. How about an old Folgers coffee? You got it. Recyclable. How about a Diet Coke can? All aluminum. Go for it. Now here's something a lot of folks don't know. What about the pizza box? No cardboard that's been stained with grease can go in the recycle bin. So please keep this in your trash can. And another one that a lot of folks get wrong, the dreaded plastic bag. At the Materials Recovery Facility, this will quickly jam up the equipment. So something like this, please take to a Best Buy or your local grocery store, and they will do recycling of the plastic bag. So as far as what can go in that blue recycle bin, keep it to paper, newspaper, pressed cardboard that's clean, plastics number 1 and 2 with a neck or spout, and don't put in food scraps. Please don't put in textiles, and certainly don't put in plastic bags. Thanks. If we don't reduce, reuse, recycle, maybe we could also compost. Before I go home, we were just talking about if we can't bury our trash in a sanitary landfill, or we can't incinerate it, but what can we do with the food scraps? Well, here I am, right close to Lansdowne High School. That's Princess Anne behind me. And you may recognize, if I even go out a little bit, behind me, I'm at the Virginia Beach Farmers Market. And out behind, a lot of people don't even know, I thought I'd show you the compost station. And you can see a nice transition from when, in this case, the waste from the plants that they take out of the ground in here, and then what it looks like after it's been composted. Unfortunately, the worms are home being babysat, so the worm bed is empty and I can't show you those. But I thought it was just really neat to show you what a way to be able to produce fertilizer for your gardens using those food scraps or yard scraps. So there you go, there's composting. Here's another composting. You can see this is where the plants that they just pulled out of the ground are in here, and then they end up like that. That's pretty incredible to go from that to that. I just want to wrap this up by talking about just some things that you can do. Number 1, you can follow those 3 R's, reduce, reuse, recycle. You can ask yourself whether you really need a particular item. You could rent, borrow, or even barter goods and services. Buy things that are reusable, recyclable, or compostable. Avoid those single-use, disposable products, which I know is very challenging right now in light of the current pandemic. Ask for email and text messaging as opposed to snail mail. Read newspapers and magazines online. Buy in bulk. Do your part. And thanks. Hope you learned something today about trash. It doesn't just go away. See you later, guys.